Hi, I'm Susan and Bob Cosme, and we live in the Lake Deaton neighborhood. And the focus today for us is going to be about radical hospitality. And I think that's important to us because when we came to Lake Deaton several years ago, we started out at Eisenhower, and we were the ones that sat in the back of the church because we did not know if we wanted to get involved with the church. We didn't know if this is the right church for us, so we always sat in the back row. And every week, Christine would talk about, we need people to do communion. And this one particular Sunday, there was the countdown and to the sermon, and nobody had picked up the cards yet for communion. So finally, it was right behind me. I just jumped up, grabbed the cards, gave one to Bob, myself, and we gave communion. And after that, we started doing communion and felt comfortable with it. And then a few weeks later, Karen Hughes, who's a neighbor of ours, she called me up. She said, "Susan, there's a project. We're building the new church. We have a design committee, and we know that you're an interior decorator and you're certified, and we would like you to be on our committee and work on the decoration." So I got to meet the other girls. It was a great experience, and we worked on the church for 2 years. So that really, Karen pulling me in, showing me radical hospitality, made me start to feel very much a part of the church. After that, Christine used to always talk about small groups. Remember, Bob?
Mm-hmm.
Every
Yeah.
week, Christine would talk about small groups. And it was something we didn't want to do that. And then one day we were when the church was built, and we had 14 neighbors in our section in the narthex, and we were all standing around, and I left and I said to Bob, "You know what? We should probably start a small group because we have so many people." So we started our small group, and one of the girls was really reluctant, and I kind of had to talk her into doing it and showing radical hospitality, invite her in, and make people feel welcomed into the church. And after that, I got an email from Loida, and she asked me if I would be willing to head up Operation Christmas Child. And I was very honored to do it. But I have to be honest, had Loida not sent me the email and invited me in and extended the hospitality to me, I don't think that I would have even known to do that because I didn't know the situation was there. The other thing I just want to mention, one more thing, is that I then became a volunteer receptionist on Tuesdays. And so for somebody who sat in the back of the room, at the back row, looking to make a quick exit, I became very involved with the church. And I think inviting people in is probably the key. So.
Absolutely. Well, it's always interesting. We've moved around so many times, been involved with so many different churches. Some very large churches, you're not involved at all. We didn't know if as Susan said, we would really take to as far as our Lake Deaton church or not, but we really enjoyed it. We were here every week. And I had one of my neighbors that reached out to me, John Adams, former lay leader of our church, asked me about, do you know anything about the grow meetings? I said, no, I didn't know what that was. He told me about a little bit about it, and he said they could have, we need some people in the kitchen, need you to bust tables, wash some dishes. Are you interested? Well, that's something I didn't really think about, but he said it's a way to be able to meet some people. Well, I met some fantastic men and women working on Wednesdays. I hope, and I can't wait till we resume all the grow meetings like we had in the past. It was fantastic, but John reached out to me. I would have never done it in the past unless he did so. Carrie Hughes, another member of our church and also a neighbor, invited me to be involved with a knuckle buster team. And the knuckle busters basically set up the chairs and take them down, and we end up by resuming our full services again. I'll be back out there with Carrie and our team. I enjoyed it so much. I wanted to be more involved with the weekly services, so I became an usher. And I really enjoyed being part of the usher team, still doing it right now. But it's another activity because I was basically ushered in, and people asked me to be part of that. I was honored that after a few years, Jim reached out to me to become a trustee, which we really work involved with a lot of other trustees and our member of our trustee teams, and we really, really enjoy being part of that for our church. But it's been so fantastic. You can be a volunteer. Jim always talks about look at the website. There are a lot of volunteer activities, but sometimes others that you may see attending the church need to be pulled in a little bit so they can have a better connection to our fantastic church. And that's something that we're looking for the future. We've had a blast being members of Lake Deaton United Methodist Church, from all the pastors, and mostly all the rest of the congregants that are part of Lake Deaton United Methodist Church. So come aboard, bring somebody back in right now, and it's a great church, and to be able to do God's work for all of us, it's a fantastic opportunity for all of us. God bless you all.